But we are back the way we should be with the headsets on, and Richland 7-0 here with 3:05 remaining in the first quarter. Good opening drive from the Rams. Jim, a couple of times shot themselves into football thanks to the feet of Evan McCracken and the arm of Grayson Malla, able to put the ball in the end zone. Rico on to kick us one away. This is a deep kick. Fielded right about the 10-yard line. Drop. Ball is on the ground. Unable to be picked up. Right now picked up again. And a good run out to about the 25-yard line.
Well, yeah, he bobbled it. It actually ended up working in his favor as he was sort of chasing it around the field. The defenders took bad lines heading towards the ball, but when he got it, he was going the opposite way. So, again, I do want to point out as we had that touchdown, a score for Arnold Mogera, his first in a Richland uniform, and that's a big deal for a young man, isn't it, Sponge?
Yes, and he actually made that tackle on the kickoff, so he's playing a lot of time here.
All right, covering a lot of ground.
All right, second series for the Bearcats. First one, they had a little bit of success, got into Richland territory right around the 43-yard line. Richland able to come up stout on defense and got the Bearcats to punt. So Geisler goes under center here at first down and 10. And we'll hand this one off. We'll try the right side as number 3, Kyler Garner on the carry. And basically it goes nowhere.
That was Joe Penna on the tackle. I can tell you firsthand, that's what it looks like when there's only one meatball left at the dinner table. Joe's going to get there and make it happen. It was a solid tackle, but a better read. Like he didn't get his shoulder in it, but he slid over and made that go away. And the thing for Huntingdon, you know, like I said, I think they had a couple injuries last week. They're already an underdog coming in, and there's only so many of these little things. The two options are keep it close to the vest, stay in, and then the other one is go for the big pop, and you got to pick your poison when you're going to try to do that.
All right, so loss of 2 on the play. Second down and 12. They try up the middle again, and again, this time, Jim, lots of Richland Rams led by number 0, Luke Feitel, and number 14, Joe McEnany. Was wearing number 41 last week, so I'm a little confused.
Joe was 14, but he played a heck of a game last week.
He was fantastic last week.
He did, and that was his coming out party, his first serious amount of live varsity time. And I can tell you, that's a young man that, you know, when he was a very young player, Little League, whatever, hadn't grown into his size and was clumsy in many ways, but just kept working and just kept wanting it. And you're seeing the labor of somebody who his whole life had to work just to be good enough to be out on the field. And now I think he's worked himself into a spot where he's a difference maker.
All right, 3rd and 13 upcoming for the Bearcats. Trailing here 7-0. Geisler going to throw this one. Throws it on the left side, and it's picked off! That is Jude McGarwa. McGarwa has the ball. That's the 40-yard line. Slips the tackle over the 45, the 50, the 45, the 40. Stays on his feet over the 40-yard line to about the 39. So Jude McGarwa has an interception, and McGarwa is coming up big in this game, Jim. It's a sponge. Jude McGarwa.
Well, that's Jude, and I think he didn't want his younger brother Arnold to show him up, so he took the pick.
I will tell you this: we last week the opposition busted off a long run. It probably should have gone for a touchdown, and Jude McGarra found the gear and tracked him down from behind, and that ate up enough clock late in the next couple of plays that it kept the Rams comfortably in the lead. And he found a switch. He got more aggressive, which is one thing that he's always needed, and he showed up with the switch on tonight.
All right, heavy backfield here for the Rams. 1st and 10. They have the ball at the 39-yard line of the Bearcats. Malla was being chased through that just a little bit low. The intended receiver was number 18, Ethan Choi.
You know, if you're just watching, you're tempted to say that he threw it low, but really what happened is he threw it late. You know, rolling that way, the arm strength is what it is, and that what happens is if you don't read that he's going to make that break, you should be throwing it to a spot and having faith he's going to get there. In that case, he went a little long, then he got pressure, he got pushed off and couldn't step into it, and just couldn't make the throw that it turned into.
All right, 2nd down and 10. That's the play that got Penn Cambria.
How is that not a flag?
And here comes the flag now. It's the same play that they ran about 4 times, I think, Sponge, against Penn Cambria, and got a lot of offsides off of that.
Yeah, the teams know it's coming, and they still jump.
Well, the hook is you have to keep Evan McCracken from getting his first 4 steps. Okay, if you let Evan, so that they are firing to go get him before he gets to the line of scrimmage, and what that does is that exposes you. So the referees are huddling here. It was clear that it was an offside.
There are some crews, though, Jim, that are going to deem this as an illegal formation. But no, they're going to call that. They're going to call that as an offside. I think that's the right call. But that kind of formation and everybody moves at the same time could be deemed as an illegal formation. And I'm sure that if that would have happened, Coach Bailey would have had a conniption on the sideline.
If we could go to the referee's huddle, it would sound a little something like this. What did they just do? Did you ever see that before?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that before. Were they offsides? I think they were offsides. I'm going to have to call offside.
All right, 2nd down and 5. Takes the ball to the 34-yard line of the Bearcats. McCracken takes the handoff. McCracken going to need a little resistance there. 3. And that's going to be a little roughing on the play. So get away, McCracken. He's already got the penalty. They were blowing the whistle, and 3 Bearcats stayed on McCracken and took him to the ground. Referees were right there and threw the flags. This is going to be either unsportsmanlike conduct or a late hit.
They were going to let that go, and then it just kept coming. And Evans still wasn't down, and it kept coming, and it really, they had no choice. And that's a pretty big mistake if you're Huntington. You want to keep this calm, keep it close to the vest, route it along, and then try to win this game in the end. What you don't want is a team that is a favorite coming in, that has a West Point football player as their tailback and speed all over the field, and some really big defensive players. You don't want them mad. Like, play it smart. Now in that case, now we got another flag.
It's going to be on the sideline of Huntington. They were very upset with that. They called it a personal foul on the Bearcats, and the coaching staff went absolutely ballistic on the sideline. Another flag came out, so this is going to be some sort of penalty on the sideline.
Guys, Easton Robertson in it now. I think they just took Evan out, let him cool down because they were trying to rough him up there.
I was going to say, I thought that was a good move because they were at the 15 yards, and we saw Evan get a little mixed up. Just get away from that play, take the yardage. But Easton Robertson has done a great job, Jim. We've seen him over the last couple of years get some carries at running back. He's a hard runner. He's a wrestler by trade, and he does a great job running the football.
Well, you know, what he is gritty. You know what I mean? He's not going to run away from the crowd, and he's not going to plow over the tackle that gets a hold of him. But he's not going down easily, and if you're going to be sloppy in your tackles, he'll make you pay. And sometimes to his own detriment. He's taken some pretty hard hits where it probably was time to lay down, and he kept it going, and he's taking some shots. The Johnstown game last year comes to mind. But I think the Rams have picked up 30 yards.
On penalties, yeah.
Just now in
it was a personal foul and then probably an unsportsmanlike conduct on the sideline. Moved the ball all the way to the 10-yard line. So the Rams are going to have 1st and goal from the 10.
And help me out here. That was McGarrett's first receiving touchdown, varsity. I think that was Marlowe's first passing touchdown, right? He ran one in last week.
Yes, he ran one in last week. And we're going to have a timeout here called by Huntington. So we might as well run down our sponsors. I want to thank them all. Can't do this without them. Thank you to Roof Rejuve, Senator Wayne Langerholtz, Advantage Auto, Mahalco's, Dr. Edward L. DiMartino, DMD, Slovenian Savings and Loan, FX Screen Printing, The Fifth Bar and Grill, Flair of Country, Johnstown Construction, Nico's, FWF, First Team Advertising, John Ponchione, Windbreaker, Best Window and Door Company, First Summit Bank, Pinnacle Chiropractic, Dean Jordan Tire, Ponchione Financial, RPM Signs, Advanced Office Systems, DB Homes, Laurel Auto Group, Precious Metals and Diamonds Company, Beauty Lawn, Memorial Chevrolet, Chansoon Shong Medical Center, Rizzo's, Cardolino Eye Care, Sporting Goods Discounters, Tap 814, Asiago's, Market Basket, Ashboro Landscaping, Vantage Physical Therapy, RNDT, More Family Dentistry, and Big Dogs Grill. And Jim, you can speak a little bit to the sponsorship. There's still time to jump on board. Plenty of games left. If you want to be a sponsor, please get a hold of Jim Penna.
Yeah, I'm the guy. The booster president, PA announcer, and tonight color commentary. The Rams with that dual split formation here. They've got two guys stacked on each side.
It is Robertson in at running back. 1st down and goal from the 10. This is Robertson. Robertson finds a little crease. Robertson will dive into the end zone. It's a Richland Ram touchdown. Easton Robertson goes in from 10 yards out. Happy birthday, by the way, to his mother, Dee Robertson, who is 29 years old today. And Easton just scored a touchdown for his mom.
Well, you know, his dad and I have talked over the years when Sam was still playing. They're both diminutive guys, right? That sometimes that's your true advantage. And if nobody has a hold of you,
nobody can see you.
Crowd, they don't know where you're going.
That's right. You have no idea. And he did a great job. Picked his way, found a nice hole, and dove into the end zone from 10 yards away.
Ritko for the extra point.
Ritko 2-0 on the, thank you. 2 for 2 in this game.
2 for 2 this game.
2 for 3 on the season. That one was a really good kick, straight through the pipes.
Mulla on the holding. I think that's a change. I think Easton was holding last week, right? Mulla's holding tonight.
Wasn't sure who was holding last week. I don't think we even called out last week. The holds were good. I don't think it was a problem with the hold. He just kicked, the first one was a little bit just wide right. Had plenty of leg on it. And after that, we really just went for 2 every single time after that. Never tried another one. Today, the first one was kicked a little bit low, but it went through the uprights. This one, Jim, perfect.
So, McCracken's on the sideline, not hurt, helmet off. They didn't take it off him, whether they're just cooling or whether they. Certainly, you want to keep as much tread on that tire as you can, but you also want to keep them going.
Yeah, I agree.
I will say tonight is their first responders night here. I think it's the Clearfield game. Will be our Salute to Heroes night. We've done it every year. This year it will be more about first responders. We'll be doing a spirit sale, T-shirts, sweatshirts, long sleeve stuff, and all the profits of that will be going to the Richland Fire Department. So you want to be looking on social media and throughout the school websites for when that gets open up. And they're good-looking stuff, but also it will benefit your fire department.
Yeah, we want to salute all our first responders. Great job here tonight by Huntingdon in doing so. The uniforms are just a little tough to read, Jim. They're the camo uniforms with black numbers, which is probably the worst thing they can do, is they have camo with black all over it and then black numbers. Very, very difficult to read. And again, we were outside. This is our second broadcast. Sponge, we are outside with you in the elements.
And it's a beautiful night for football. And we can't wait for another touchdown.
All right, so Ritko kicks that one away. Nice return here made by number 4. He's a big boy, number 4. Called his name a couple times. That is Reese Hughes.
I'll tell you what, Carson Reckner.
Oh, sorry, maybe. Was that number 1? I think that was Tyler Long, number 1. The numbers get confused up here. That might have been Tyler Long, number 1, 6'2", 190. Pretty big boy.
He is a big fella. He managed to fight off the first tackler, and I think again it might have been McGarrett, but he managed to shed him. But just when he tried to turn up, Carson Reckner, who is, if not the strongest guy on the team, is certainly one of them, was there to fill the gap, and everybody ended up out of bounds.
All right, so ball at the 41-yard line of Huntingdon. They trail 14-0 here with 49 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Geisler up the middle to about the 45. So about a 4-yard gain. There's a flag on the play, I believe. Richland all pointing that way. No, they're going to no flag. Richland was pointing that way.
Well, there's one of those situations where that probably worked out better than the play they had called. They had motion across. They might have been running a jet sweep. I thought Richland was in a pretty good situation to handle it. It was not a quarterback keeper, but the ball came off his hand straight down. When he picked it up, Richland was watching motion, didn't realize the ball had hit the turf, and when he picked it up, there was a little bit of room there, and he made the most of a bad situation.
Down to 10 seconds and counting here. 2nd and 6 upcoming for Huntingdon. Geisler hands this one up the middle, over the 50-yard line to 45 into Richland territory. Good run there made by number 6. That was Ashton Steele. And that still 1.4 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Richland leading 14-0, but clock's going to run down. That will be the end of the first quarter. Richland leads here 14-0 here at War Vets Memorial Field. Sponge, I thought the cool thing, when they brought out Huntingdon, there was fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty neat.
And we parked down near those. Hope your car didn't get damaged.
It was. I was paying attention. It was far enough away from our vehicle. We got the okay to park there.
Yeah.
Thank you to Huntingdon. She was very, very nice.
Rundown, yeah. But then she was nice and let us in.
I think Jim Pennis sweet talked to her a little bit, and she allowed us to park there. It was supposed to be just for the band, but they allowed us to park there.
Something I noticed on that last drive, they were moving some defensive linemen in and out, so maybe trying to keep some fresh legs in there so they don't cramp up like they did last week.
It's a very comfortable night tonight. Last week got a little chilly as it went, a little more wind. Tonight, hardly any wind, and it is absolutely beautiful out here. We're back on the top of the press box here at Huntingdon.
And if Freddie was here, I would tell him it's a beautiful night and there's no wind and he can hunt tomorrow. So if you're listening, Freddie,
yeah, Freddie, we hope you're listening. I miss you, buddy. We welcome Jim Penna, as always, into the booth. Always a pleasure having Jim Penna with us. And student Stone Mangus, our student producer, alongside. He worked hard to fix those technical difficulties, so great job, Stone. Yeah, he's still sweating buckets. I think he's just kind of chilling now on a chair and just relaxing. But good job, Stone. All right, first down and 10 from the Richland Ram 44-yard line. Go Huntingdon into the I formation now. Man in motion. It'll be a little handoff up the middle, push toward the 40-yard line, short of the 40, about the 41.
I got to tell you, if I'm Huntingdon, I, at this point now, you're cross midfield. I keep running off tackle, quarterback sneaks, and make it 4-down territory. I don't risk throwing the ball short and having them drop like they did in their previous possession. Then you've got more to work with. See if you can grind out 3 yards at a time, get yourself to a 4th and 2, and see what happens at this point. If I were Huntingdon,
yeah, the only pass they've tried down the field, Jim, got picked off last time by Drew McGarrett. So I go in I formation here again with second down and 7 at the Richland 41-yard line. Fake handoff again. This seems like a busted play, Jim.
It was not a fake handoff.
No, that was a busted play. I was trying to be nice. It was a busted play. He looked for the guy. It looked like a fake.
The quarterback turned to his left to hand it, and he realized the guy he was handed to was running off to his right, and panic ensued.
Guys, it was a busted play.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah,
I was trying to be a little bit nice.
Yeah, the fact that before he started the run, he looked around trying to figure out where the running back went. And for a quarterback, I don't care what offense you're running, the quarterback generally knows the spread of the offense and where everybody's supposed to be more than anybody else. Whenever somebody's not where they're supposed to be and you now have your back to the defensive line, it's a very disconcerting feeling.
All right, same formation, I formation, third down and 7. Going to run this one straight up the gut. And Richland will have this one stopped just over the 40-yard line. Looks like to about the 37 maybe. Going to bring up 4th down.
So 4th down and about 4. So here'll be the problem if they become so predictable that I can call this now, because Coach Ripper will tear this apart defensively. They're either going to run that draw, they're going to run that bubble again. If they have another wrinkle, now's the time to show it. But both of those could be a problem. I mentioned that the 2 options are grind it out or try to take the big pop. Maybe you do a pump fake on that bubble and see if you can get somebody bite and go deep.
Well, the big guy to watch out for is going to be the number 1 Tyler Long right in front of us here to the left. And this is going to be a hand up straight up. And this is going to go where Piscatello just got in, Jim, and just grabbed the ball carrier and threw him down. So Declan Piscatello, who just checked into the ball game before 4th down, makes the stop, and that will turn the ball over on downs. Richland takes over, already leading here 14-0 with 9:42 remaining in the second quarter.
See, I don't know if they have a screen play in the arsenal, but offensively, there's the moment for the screen. Get him back and see if he can dump it off and something happens in that flat. But Declan was so fast, I threw his man on the offensive line. I don't know there would have been much for him to do in a screen. It probably would have been broken up as well. So,
all right, empty backfield here now for Mala. First down and 10 from their own 37-yard line after the stop on downs. 3 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. This Mala will go straight up the middle. Mala pushes his way towards the 40-yard line. Will come up short to about the 39.
Well, they did throw one deep ball to Jameer Christian's way earlier. I'd like to get him in the flat on a quick one because he's just twitchy. He just is. He can be that guy that's hard to tackle, and I'd like to see him catch him in the open field. Give him something short and let him do something with it. He's getting plenty of cushion. His man's off him by 8 yards right now.
Yeah, Tyler Long in coverage on Christian. Empty backfield again. Mala going to try the left side. Throws it up here. Has a man. He was looking for number 84. He was open. That was for Gunnar Higgins. He was open, just had him turned around a little bit. Higgins couldn't adjust to the football and it fall incomplete.
We said about the wide receivers and the quarterback getting to know each other. There was no deep out that side, so Mala needs to throw that a little bit more deep middle, although the Rams typically like to throw that between the numbers and the sideline, so it goes that way, and your receivers got to know that's probably where the ball is going to be.
Well, it'd be third down and 8 here from their own 39-yard line of the Richland Rams. Flag on the play. It's going to be an offside, I believe, again on
There's a lot of reluctance to throw that flag.
Yeah.
That are so obvious to him. Like it's like if I throw this, I have to bend over and pick it up. I mean, he's walking out in the field. All right, well, that's offsides. And the flag goes down, it's more of a formality.
See, I mean, Penn Cambria, I was a little shocked because Penn Cambria has played against Richland Sponge a lot and knows the freeze plays coming, and they got caught 7 times. Huntington has never seen Richland, and now they got caught twice already.
Yep, there's twice.
Oh, it's going to be on us. Never mind. It's called on Rams.
Hey, guys, just want to run down some scores real quick. Penns Valley, 7, Bedford, nothing. Chestnut Ridge, 8, Bellefonte, 0. Johnstown, Tyrone, 0-0. Somerset Central, 0-0. Forest Hills, 8, Clearfield, nothing. And Wimber, 14, Curwensville, 0. Bishop McCourt, Bishop Guilfoyle play tomorrow night.
All right, so this brings to a 3rd and 13 now. Ball at the 34-yard line of Richland. Mala looks out, has a man that is Arnold Maguera. Maguera turns it over the 50-yard line to 45, the 40. Ball is out on the ground. And it's going to be picked up by Huntington. So they knocked the ball out from behind. Maguera had enough for the first down and more. Ball got poked from behind, and that is number 35 for Huntington, Lincoln Miller, who jumps on the ball. So it works almost like a punt, Jim, as it's deep into Huntington territory. But Maguera, boy, what a play, and just didn't secure the ball enough. It got poked out from behind.
You know, he beat 2 men, and there was still some traffic, and he's a freshman. And there's a moment where you don't know what's around you, and you got to, you know, I'm not suggesting he lays down in that moment, but the ball at that point is he's got the first down. At that point, cover the ball, make sure you're in the open. He spread those wings when he leapt over one defender that he had knocked down, and I don't even know if the defender went for the ball. It was just the nature of the contact and where his hand happened to be at the time.
All right, so Geisler brings Huntington out 1st and 10 after the fumble, and Richland will stop this one up immediately. Good team defense there by Richland.
I tell you,
led by number 0, Luke Feitel, along with number 14, Joe McEnany.
They clogged that up in the front, and Luke definitely made contact. The guy wasn't tackled, and as he's trying to pick actually a pretty good block on Joe Penn on that, and then they had it blocked up. Joe slid around the right side, got around the backfield, and then ended up wrapping up the guy in the waist, and then McEnany and Feitel were still faced. So certainly Huntington, when they hit that front wall, they've got to quickly decide to bounce it somewhere. If they're running into a solid object, going straight's not going to be an option. Our front guys appear to be stronger.
All right, 2nd down and 11 after the loss of a yard. 2nd 11 from Huntington's own 18-yard line. And we have whistles on the play. So it'll be the 2nd timeout called by Huntington. So first turnover of the game by either side. And it works, like I said, it works just as good of a punt. Oh, sorry, interception. Richland, Jude Maguera had interception, and this is first turnover for Huntington.
That last drive, I saw a whole different set of receivers go in. And I think they're just trying to keep legs fresh tonight. A lot of cramping last week, so it's nice to see some younger players getting in there and getting their turn. But Maguera, yeah, he's definitely going to be a beast.
Well, you're definitely going to have to crowd Arnold Maguera, because if he gets a full head of steam, he's going to be tough to break down. But again, things like fumbles and the open field like that's something you grow into. That's something that when they go over tape, it's a teachable moment, and it's something that you want to be aware of. He did a great job getting the first down, protect the ball, run down that sideline. If they get you out, they get you out. If they don't, it's not like it's the waning moments of the game where you're trying to fight it and you need a score in that second. He done a great job making a great play there. So I'm sure he'll be licking his wounds over that, but it was a great play up until that, and I'm sure he'll get the ball again here tonight.
All right, so 2nd down and 11 upcoming for Huntington after the timeout called by Huntington. They're 2nd of the half so far. Geisler will go under center. Heavy backfield once again. And Geisler going to throw us quickly out a little slant play. Has the man over the middle, as that is Tyler Long, obviously the main wide receiver. And he will take this over the 30-yard line to about the 33.
I'm not surprised.
That's enough for a first down.
Not surprised they went to that last week. That was a pass play that worked a couple of times. Now, right now you got Jude Maguera in there. He did not play last week. That corner position much. Nursing a wrist injury. He's in there full time now. But that was a play that bared some fruit last week, and Richland's going to have to be aware that that's on tape now and that people are going to throw that.
All right, power backfield again. Geisler, this one's tipped at the line. Good job. Somebody got a hand on it. I think that was number 68. Ethan Janidlo got the mid up and knocked the ball down. So ball will fall incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
So the problem for Huntington when you're doing this, incomplete passes, and in that case it was one that was knocked down. It wasn't dropped. They had one earlier that was dropped. It keeps you off schedule now. Now they're dealing with 2nd and 10. They'd like to run the ball and get some yardage here. A drop ball or a ball that just hits the ground puts them in a spot. Because you pass it, you might have to pass it. But I suspect they'll try to go up the middle on this one.
All right, 2nd down and 10. Geisler going to keep it himself, goes off the right side, turns the corner a bit and gets hit as he crossed the 35-yard line.
Well, some of the Huntington faithful weren't happy, but it was hit 3 yards before it was out of bounds. So I will give them the benefit of the doubt that they can't see the actual sideline because their own players were standing there. But a little negative reaction from the Huntington crowd over that. So short gain. Looked like it was going to go for more than that, but good closing speed to make the play. Dugan Chase with the big hit, although Jude McGarrah is the one that put him in a spot where he lost his angle, and then Dugan came in and polished it off.
All right, so 3rd down and 8. We're down to 7:02 remaining before halftime. Richland leading here 14-0. So big 3rd down play as Geisler goes under center. Heavy backfield once again. And this is a handoff and is wrapped up from behind. Good penetration, number 53, Declan Piscatello. A loss on the play back to the about the 34-yard line, maybe the 35. Going to bring up 4th down.
So here's the poison for them. Okay, they want to run that delay play. The problem is whoever's trying to block Declan has to block him longer, and that's not going to work. So they've got to figure if they're going to run a delay play, they're going to have to do it in a position where Declan can't be the one to make the play because whoever that is isn't going to be able to hold up under Declan's pressure, and you can't have it both ways. The quick hitter might get by Declan. That delay play, if you run it towards Declan, is a problem.
Huntington going to kick it away. Richland has nobody deep. They came for the block. And this one takes a good bounce to about the 16-yard line of Richland. So they sold out for the block there a little bit. Sponge almost got in, but a good punt by Huntington.
They had nobody back, so they're set up on their own end here. Just about a little bit about Declan Piscatella. He's got bright orange spikes on tonight, so he stands out a little bit, and he's making just about every play out there. So maybe the spikes are doing something for him.
Declan had a good game last week, along with Joe McEnany, Joe Penna, Brody Hollis, Carson Reckner.
It could be the 6'3", 260 makes him stand out too, but it might be the shoes. I don't know.
It's got to be the shoes. All right, down to 6:11 here remaining in the second quarter. Mala pitches this one out to McCracken. McCracken tries to reverse field. Nice tackle made there. I think this number 78, I believe, Chase Summers, who gets in and wraps up McCracken. So that will go nowhere. Loss of back to the 10-yard line.
Good play that time by the defensive lineman to break through and be in position. And you're going to guess, and you have to guess. It's the only way you're going to get ahead of Evan is if you read a play and you've studied enough film that you're going to presume where that's going to go. Because if you try to beat him to it straight up, so you got to start before he starts if you're going to get there. 2nd
down and 15, 5:28 and counting before the halftime. This one leading here 14-0. Mala, ball on the ground. Mala just has to jump on it. Smart play there by Grayson. Ball down to the 6-yard line now. So Richland going backwards on this drive.
Well, it's a negative yardage play, but it's a good sign for Mulla in that he could have panicked and tried to do more in that. And you got a 14-point lead. You're deep in your own territory. Lay on the ball, live for another play. If you end up punting, you're punting.
Yeah, no harm in that. Richland's defense so far doing a pretty good job here against Huntington. So 3rd down and long, 3rd down 17. Mala's going to keep it himself. Gets hit right about the 10-yard line before he's brought down. So short gain on the play of about 4 will bring up 4th down. Richland going to have to punt.
So when he looks at the tape on that, what he's thinking right now is there was a guy there. I wasn't going to be able to break it for a touchdown, so I tried to cut it outside. And what he did, he bounced offside. The guy that tackled him was blocked. And he probably was only going to get 6 or 7 yards. But 6 or 7 even if he doesn't get more than that, we probably punt it away. This ended up being a little bit negative on him, so it's its own challenge. So sometimes it's about minimizing losses, rather than busting it off. And again, that comes with more playing time and understanding your game situation. Not a huge mistake, but part of the learning process for the Richland Rams. Little things can add up and make a big difference.
All right, timeout on the field.
I got to ask Sponge. Last week Evan McCracken is going back and punting, and I have to tell you, he didn't look like a running back that was punting. He looked like a punter.
Yeah, I actually made the comment that Army might be getting a punter as well as a running back. He does a good job with the punt. Something we talked about last week were the snaps to the quarterback. A lot of high snaps. That we got to work on that and get that straightened out. We had one bad snap error that cost us a few yards. So hopefully they get that figured out.
All right, so Richland on to punt it away. Evan McCracken did a pretty good job, absolutely, last week punting it. He's going to be punting it to number 1. We've called his name a lot tonight as their number 1 receiver, and from what I've seen, their only receiver, Tyler Long.
Well, they're only. When you have to limit the number of throws that you're going to do, you're only going to feed your best, right?
Yep.
So if you're throwing it 30 times.
Oh, it looks like this punt may have been touched, and the ball will stay in Huntingdon territory.
You know what?
At about the 27-yard line.
I don't know that it was touched so much as there was pressure. They were, and I think Evan had to hurry his stride. I think it was more of a sort of a pooch punt at the end of it, trying to make sure he got the ball off, which he did. Had he taken his regular step, I think it most surely would have been blocked. But now, first opportunity for Huntingdon.
Yeah, they had the ball at the Richland 27-yard line to start this drive.
I'm sorry, what?
It was either that or the announcer jinx. We were just talking him up.
Yeah, it's our fault. But yeah, there's
a lot of pressure on him. Let's give McCracken a little bit of credit there. There's a lot of pressure coming his way.
Off that punt, this is actually the deepest penetration Huntington's had as at the Richland
27-yard line, 1st and 10. And the ball is on the ground. Geisler able to pick it up, makes a quick pitch, but Richland is right there. That is number 6, Evan McCracken. And along with, trying to see the number of the player getting up now.
That's
Jude McGarwa.
And I tell you, the snap was low and was fumbled. The quarterback ended up taking a hit. He pitched it anyway. Probably should have eaten it. There's a good chance that pitch goes wild. And then when the guy caught the ball, there were 2 men there, including Evan McCracken. And they're just... I would say a 4-yard loss is the best thing that could have happened the moment that snap hit the ground. That was, in fact, actually, had he just picked the ball up and dove forward, they would have gained more yards than what that ended up happening.
Absolutely. So 2nd down, and they're going to call it 15, more like 14. Geisler going to throw this one up in the air, looking for a man on the right side.
Incomplete.
That was Austin Yarnick in coverage. They were looking for Tyler Long. It falls incomplete.
And I'll tell you, you remember how exciting the Central Cambria game was last year. Austin Yarnick grew up at halftime in that game. He had gotten beat early a couple of times. It was the same thing, sort of jump ball. The ball's going over him, and he tried to defend the ball in the air without being able to see it. And then some of the older players, they huddled because he's such a terrific athlete. Look, when you know it is, fight the ball off his hands. You can't see that. You can see where his hands is busted up off his fingers, and that's what happened. The guy had gotten around him, but he was close enough he could make a play. And when he went to get it, he couldn't bring it down because Austin he wasn't focused on the interception. He was focused on breaking up the catch, and that makes a big difference.
Huntingdon runs quickly to the line, and the quarterback ran into the running back. So a big busted play there again. Joe McEnany, along with Brody Hollis, make the tackle. So this drive started at the Richland 27-yard line, Jim, and really has just gone backwards. Now at the 32 with 4th down upcoming for Huntingdon.
I suspect they're going to chuck it up again and hope for either a broken play or an interference play to get them a 1st down. They're certainly deep enough they don't want to punt it away from here. They might not get this opportunity again, and with under 3 minutes left to go in a half, the opportunity to score here and make it a 1-touchdown game is very big.
All right, this is Geisler, who will not have a chance to do anything. Ball is wrapped up, and Richland makes the stop. So Richland very stout on defense.
Evan McCracken almost took the snap on that play. Janidlo also in on it. So that was a lot of penetration quick, wasn't it?
Yes, Ethan Jalidlo was also in there, and the running back couldn't even get the ball.
All right, so 2:42 remaining here in the second quarter. Lots of time for Richland. Lead here 14-0.
I'd like to see him go right back to Arnold McGarrah. Just get the ball in his hands, get him a chance to wrap it up, make a play, and build that confidence back up.
Last drive went 3 and out for the Rams at the started the ball at their own 15-yard line. This time they start in pretty decent field position at their own 36. Straight up the gut goes Mala.
Well,
and Elmay picks up a yard.
I'm going to credit, I don't think it might have been Declan. The defender on that made a good play and was celebrating it and accidentally face-butted one of the Richland Rams. I don't think it was intentional, but it could have been interpreted. If you're the guy getting face-butted, face mask to face mask, you could interpret that way. I'll give Declan some credit there. He didn't react to what was clearly an accidental bump, no matter how much verve it was delivered with.
All right, 2nd down and 8. They'll give him 2 yards on the play to the 38. Mala again, can he keep him himself? Mala turns it up. Mala over the midfield. The 45, the 40, the 35, the 30, the 25 before he's taken out of bounds right around the 20-yard line. They're going to spot the ball at the 20-yard line. So Grayson Mala, good hard running by the quarterback, takes it into Huntingdon territory. Richland setting up pretty at the Huntingdon 20-yard line with 1:53 remaining before halftime.
Well, that's a big pickup now. The Rams are in 4-down territory. They're under 2 minutes. They have the full playbook at their disposal. They have an excellent field goal kicker, although I suspect Bailey really wants to get a touchdown here. Luke Feitel is split out to the left. There's some you might see some nasty blocking out that way with a little pitch play to Evan McCracken.
Huntingdon almost jumped again.
And we weren't even trying that time. They just changed the play.
They almost just jumped, yep. And we're going to have a timeout call maybe. Or the flag is out. We'll see if Richland's going to get credit for the timeout. Yeah, Richland's going to get credit for the timeout. So we'll go ahead and run down our sponsors. Sponge, you want to jump in real quick here? All right, we're going to run down our sponsors. Thank you again to all of them. We can't do this production without them. Thank you to Roof Rejuve, Senator Wayne Langerholtz, Advantage Auto, Mahalco's, Ed DiMartino, DMD, Slovenian Savings and Loan, FX Screen Printing, The Fifth Bar and Grill, Flyer of Country, Johnstown Construction, Nico's, FWF, First Team Advertising, John Ponchione, Windbreaker, Best Window and Door Company, First Summit Bank, Pinnacle Chiropractic, Dean Jordan Tire, Ponchione Financial, RPM Signs, Advanced Office Systems, DB Homes, Laurel Auto Group, Precious Metals and Diamond Company, Beauty Lawn, Memorial Chevrolet, Chansoon Chong Medical Center, Rizzo's, Cardolino Eye Care, Sporting Goods Discounters, Tap 814, Asiago's, Market Basket, Ashbro Landscaping, Vantage Physical Therapy, RNDT, Moore Family Dentistry, and Big Dogs Bar and Grill.
Hey, on that timeout, the play clock was running down, so they grabbed the quick timeout. And, hey, I saw Jim Penna up there doing some cheerleading moves. So
yeah, he's next to me. I know. I see his hands moving.
Yeah, any of the girls go down, we have one on reserve.
If they have an extra set of pom-poms, just send them right up here, and Jim can join from up here. 1:53 remaining, 1st down and 10 from Huntington's 20-yard line. Mala going to keep it again for the 3rd straight time. Mala goes up past the 10-yard line, pushes for the goal, and has the end zone. It is a Richland Ram touchdown. Grayson Mala from 20 yards away.
So, for those that know the recent history of Richland football, it's interesting that I think Mala, well, certainly, I don't want to put the pressure of mentioning the name with him. He runs the football a lot more like Kellen Stahl ran the football, like a power back with one cut, as opposed to Sam was a twitch machine out there cutting all over. He found a gap, he beat a guy, and then it was a foot race to the side. And a strong guy, if you meet him up, head up. He just has to get a head of steam as well.
All right, Rick go on to attempt the extra point. He's 2 for 2 on the night. This one is up, and it's good. So 3 for 3 on the night for Noah Ritko.
All right, so we need to get a name of the Richland ball boy, or whoever that is, shagging extra points down there, because he's done a great job of catching the ball off the kick, making his way up here. Maybe we can recognize Stone. I don't know if you, but right here, 22 for Richland.
Number 22 for Richland.
He's been shagging extra points.
We'll get a name on him.
That's Josh Regan.
There we go, Josh Regan. There we go.
Josh Regan is a heck
Is
of an
it
athlete.
8th grader?
No, he's only in 6th.
6th grade, okay.
But he was on my son's all-star team this year, and he lit it up, all-stars. He had like 10 home runs, 46 RBIs in 22 games. So
Kind of sounds like myself, Sponge, back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day when we played pickup games at Highland. And,
That's right, little home run derby.
You were the Mets, we were the Pirates. Memories, huh?
Oh,
hey,
there were fun days.
Just to go back on what Jim said about the quarterbacks, we've been very fortunate to have some great quarterbacks throughout the years. His son last year, not only do they have great arms, but they are athletes that can run the ball. And Grace looks great tonight. He looks real comfortable.
Like we said, we've been very spoiled here in Richland, Jim, with these football teams, and it's a credit to what the coaching staff does and Richland Rocket program does. And we've been very blessed here in Richland to really have some really special football teams throughout the years.
Well, this is an interesting possession for Huntington. You got a minute 45. You certainly want to try to score, but if you throw 3 incomplete passes and give Richland the ball back with $120, that could be a problem.
As Coach Yanity would always say, Sponge, and you've heard it all the time, if there's time on the clock, Richland can score. So, and they're going to try an onside kick. Ball gets away a little bit, but Huntington able to jump on it.
I tell you, that bounced off of two Huntington football players, and they were fortunate to get it. I think Richland thought it was going to stop when it hit the second, and it continued to fight forward, and they had to restart the engines. But they've got the ball at the 36-yard line. And I don't know if that was so much an onside kick as it was an aggressive pooch kick to get it down, to keep from making a big return happen.
That's what I was going to say, because Tyler Long has shown the ability to break it, and he had a nice return last time. And I think maybe Richland was just being a little bit careful. That was Kyler Gardner who jumped on the ball to keep the ball in Huntington's possession. So 1:45 remaining here before halftime. Richland leading 21-0. First down and 10 from a 37-yard line of Huntington. Little pass thrown out to Long here. Brought down by Austin Yarnock along with Joe Penna.
Well, Austin got a hand on it, and Joe got a shoulder into it, but it was Dugan Chase that put the heavy hit at the end of that ended it altogether.
So 2nd down and 4.
And I know you think the black numbers and the camo is the worst possible combination, and you're right, it's short of camo on camo. It is.
Geisler gets this ball tipped at the line again.
Well, I'll tell you what, when he watches the tape, Ethan Janidlo is going to be really upset. I'm not sure who got a hand up and got it, but Ethan Janidlo saw the pass, dropped off because he didn't get good penetration. He heard it, and he just put his hands up, and he's running around looking to see the ball, and he looked right, and it fell left. Had he looked the other way, his baseball instincts, he would have tracked that. And when a big man gets the ball and an opportunity to run, but when he sees the film of this, how close he was to being able to catch and get that interception, he'll be barking about it in tape. So,
all right, 3rd and 4 upcoming.
A minute 11, and the clock stopped again on that incompletion. This is a run play. Has to be.
And Geisler going to drop back. Geisler rolls out to his right. Geisler throws, will fall incomplete. Good coverage there by Cody Yeager. They were looking for number 18, which we don't have a number 18 on the sheet, so he's a pretty small receiver, so I'm going to go with the smallest guy. I'm going to say it's Eric Mickett, number 5, not wearing number 18.
Look at that little Mickett go. I see. If you have to be kind of old enough to know what I'm talking about there.
That was, Dave Mickett.
Dave Mickett.
From the Giants.
From the Giants.
Yep, I remember
Chris
Dave
Berman
Mickett.
with the call.
Yep. All right, so 4th down and 4 upcoming for Huntington. They're going to punt it away.
Hey, guys, real quick about Janidlo, his baseball skills, he's actually going to play baseball at Seton Hill. Already has a ride.
Richland coming in on the punt block, but it will elude, and another good punt by Huntington. Ball at the 15-yard line once again of Richland. So second really good punt, I thought, by Huntington. Richland came in for the block, unable to get there, and a good roll and all the way to the 15-yard line.
Look, Richland's got 2 timeouts left, 56, almost 57 seconds left. I say if you're Huntington, you're down by 21, and I know you want to win. If you run that ball that last time, you either force Richland to take another timeout and puts them down to 1 timeout, or you get to eat more time off the clock and you create that dynamic here. Even if you run the last 2, by trying to throw the ball there, I suspect Bailey will play it safe with the first one, see what he picks up, either a quick bubble or a quick handoff to Evan. you might see that quarterback keeper again, but I don't think he'll toss the long ball out the gate here with a minute left to go.
All right, first down and 10 from the Rams' 15-yard line. It's going to be a little screen play. This is going to be Evan McCracken. Evan McCracken turns it up 25 to 30. The 35 tries to cut it back, pushing towards about the 37-yard line. So nice pickup on first down.
Wow, I'll tell you what, Ethan Janidla laid a block. It wasn't a penalty, but he's going to get a note from Santa. He was not very nice on that block.
All right, down to about 38 seconds and counting here before halftime. Richland leading 21-0 here from Huntingdon on a beautiful Friday night for football. Mala back to throw. Mala looking for McGarris. He was not going to say McGarris because there was two in the area, so looking for any one of them. The ball will fall incomplete.
I think at the end of the day, the problem was it was between the two, and the McGarris, each McGarris was looking at a McGarris thinking the other McGarris was going to get the ball. And I never thought you could have too many McGarris, but in that case.
That'll stop the clock at 26 seconds before halftime. Richland does get the ball after the half as Huntingdon took the opening kickoff.
Is it wrong of me that I want to get in field goal position and give Noah Ricco an opportunity?
No, I think it's fantastic. I think that's kind of Richland's mindset, Jim. Is let's get the ball as far as we can, because if we can get it down there far enough, we have a good field goal kicker that can kick it from about 40 yards. It's like little wildcat. It's going to be a flag on the play.
Well, that's because we had two men in motion, and it's a good thing they stopped it because they were probably going to run into each other. One was two different men going in that jet sweep motion. One was coming left to right, the other coming right to left, and those 2 points are about to intersect.
Well, we called it timeout.
Okay.
So there's no flag on the play. We called it timeout. Jim, would you like to run down the sponsors?
I would be happy to, because they mean everything to this broadcast, and I can't tell you how much they support the program. Big Dogs Grill, More Family Dentistry, RNDT, Vantage Physical Therapy, Ashbro Landscaping, Market Basket, Asiagos, TAP 814, Sporting Good Discounters, Carlino Eye Care, Rizzo's, the Chanshun Sung Wimber Medical, Memorial Chevrolet, Beauty Lawn, Precious Metals and Diamonds, Lowell Auto Group, DB Homes, Advanced Office Systems, RPM Signs, Ponchion Financial, Dean Jordan Tire, Pinnacle Chiropractic. We've also got our friends from First Summit Bank, Best Window and Door Company, Wimbercare, John Ponchione, First Team Advertising, FWF, Nico's, Johnstown Construction, Flair of Country, The Fifth Bar and Grill, FX, Slovenian Savings, Ed DiMartino, DDS, Mahelko's, Advantage Auto, Senator Langerholt, and thank you, Senator, and Roof Rejuve are the folks responsible for making all this happen. We couldn't do it without them.
All right, second down and 10 after the timeout. Ball at the 37-yard line of Richland. We're going Wildcat with Evan McCracken. McCracken fakes to... And he is gone. Evan McCracken, gone. Touchdown Richland. He faked to Yarnick. Kept it, and all the way to the house. From 63 yards away, Evan McCracken.
Well, like I like to say on the PA on a long run for Evan, release the McCracken. Because you knew when he got through the front line and there was nobody within 7 yards of him, that was going to that play was over. So we said they got the ball with 56 seconds left, and there's 15 seconds now, and Noah Ricco on to kick the extra point again.
Mallow will be on the hold. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and the kick is going to be good. So 4 for 4 tonight goes Ricco. 28-0 is your score here from Huntingdon.
Hey, guys, as John Madden would say, the big uglies up front just opened a gaping hole for that. He faked it to Yarnick, and then it was clear sailing from there.
I barely got out. He faked the pitch, and then McCracken was gone. Oh, they said the kick was no good? Actually, they had the score at 20-0. It was already 21-0, so I don't think that's right. It should be 28-0.
Yeah, I think they just have the bad score here.
Yeah, that was a good kick by Ritko. So 28-0 is your score here. 15 seconds remaining before halftime, and again, Richland gets the ball when we come back from halftime. We will have a senior spotlight, if I'm not mistaken, Sponge.
I'm not sure.
Okay, so we'll say.
We've been working on that. We had a little technical difficulties at the beginning of the game, so we'll see.
If not, we may spotlight you since this is your first year on the broadcast. We may spotlight you. We'll have to ask you a couple personal questions, and we'll go from there.
After halftime, we'll see. I don't know.
So 28-0 is your score here from Huntingdon, even though they have 20-0 on the board. It's actually 28-0 Richland.
Okay, well, if the extra point was missed,
It'd be 27-0.
it'd be 27-0. So the scoreboard says 20. And again,
It's just creative math here in Huntingdon.
So they want to correct the scoreboard, and if they put up, I'm baffled by
Maybe the 8 doesn't work and they got to put up a 0.
It could be it.
But it is 28-0 nonetheless. Ritko on will be on to kick it away. Last time they tried that little pooch.
Could be 27.
I think that was a good kick. So, all right, let's see what Ritko does this time. And the same thing. Going to kind of pooch it. Good pickup there made by Huntingdon. As number 14 on the pickup, that was Elliot Geisler, the quarterback.
Well, he caught that on the fly.
He did,
and when you catch up line drive on the fly, and you're a skill guy, 15 seconds left. You go ahead and take a crack at that. At least get it past the 50. I mean, I think there'd have been some running room for him there. I certainly don't think it had gone all the way, but but I mean, you're safe. Will they take a crack at it here, or are they going to take a knee and call it a half?
Well, they have 15 seconds left to go. They have the ball at their own 49-yard line, trailing here 28-0. Going very heavy in the backfield here. Geisler drops back to throw. They're going to look for their target, and comes out, but it's going to be out of bounds. So we looked for long, had him, but the ball was thrown out of bounds.
He did a nice job of going up and high pointing the ball, but the first foot that came down was a good foot out of bounds. Referee lost his footing trying to put the brakes on there, going backwards. And, on a chilly night when you get to be our age, if you have a sudden slip and fall, lots of things can hurt. So I hope he's okay.
That's the bad thing. Lots of things can hurt without falling into
Lots of things can hurt. That's the long drive. Getting out of the car after a long drive, things can hurt.
All right, 9 seconds left to go. Second down and 10.
So, in my eyes, these are new whites for Richland, too, right? The uniforms tonight. I don't recall these being our road whites.
No, I've never seen them as road whites.
The navy blue pants and the striping is different. So, new road whites for the Rams. We focused on that camouflage stuff that the...
All right, handoff this time. Right up the middle. Gets over the 50-yard line. It's about the 47. Again, that's number 18, which we do not have a number 18. But that will end the half as Richland leads 28-0 as they go into the tunnel. Last week, Sponge, Richland found themselves down 14-6. Much better position this week as they're up 28-0 going into the half.
Yeah, they're really looking great. They're clicking on all cylinders. Every part of the offense and defense is looking great. So I'm anxious to see what happens here in the second half. We might get to a running clock and might be able to get out of here a little earlier than expected. It
was a nice ride down here. I enjoyed the ride down here with you guys. Nice. Beautiful scenery, nice ride. We got a little lost because the GPS kind of didn't show us one of the roads, but it was okay.
My GPS worked a little better, so it got us turned in the right direction. But Ed, we are going to have a senior spotlight after the half. It's going to be Ethan Janedla. So when we're ready to do that, I'll do that for you.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and step aside and take a quick break. Here from Huntingdon, Richland leads 28-0 at the half. Back with you shortly. Enjoy, get a drink, and we'll see you shortly. You are listening to the Richland Ram Football Network.
fresh off their 26-21 victory in the season opener against the Penn Cambria Panthers at Harlinger Field. Freshman quarterback Grayson Malla went 10 of 19, throwing for 70 yards and nabbing a touchdown on the ground in his first varsity-level start. Evan McCracken did Evan McCracken things as the Army commit collected 155 rushing yards on 21 carries and reaching the end zone 3 times in Week 1. Here are some of the scores from around the LHAC from Week 1. Central shut out Bellefonte 49-0. Clearfield takes down Tyrone at home 29-21. Westmont falls to Bedford at Price Field 21-27. The Red Devils of Central Cambria eke out a victory 15-10 over McCourt Carroll. Phillipsburg Osceola defeated Huntingdon 35-7. Forest Hills wins in a landslide 47-0 over Johnstown at Trojan Stadium. Bald Eagle Area's defense shines in a 17-7 win over Bishop Guilfoyle. Penns Valley outlasts Bellwood Annis 33-12, and Chestnut Ridge puts together a complete performance, winning 42-12 over the Golden Eagles of Somerset. Here is a look at the schedule for the rest of the LHAC here in Week 2. Penns Valley will travel to Bedford. Chestnut Ridge will host Bellefonte. Bald Eagle Area will head to Central Cambria to take on the Red Devils. Forest Hills, fresh off the blowout win, will host Clearfield. Central will look to keep the offense rolling against Somerset. Westmont makes the trip out to Bellwood. The Trojans of Johnstown will do battle with Tyrone. Penn Cambria will look to bounce back with a game against Phillipsburg, and on Saturday, Bishop Guilfoyle has their home opener as they play Bishop McCourt. A look at the highlights from last week's game.
Funniest on the team, Carson Reckner.
The funniest on the team is probably Carson Reckner. The funniest on the team is Carson Reckner.
Do I just say it?
Yeah.
Funniest on the team, probably have to say Carson Reckner. Just stuff he does. I mean, it's pretty hilarious.
Funniest on the team, I'd probably have to say Reck. He says some pretty funny crap.
Funniest on the team has to be Ethan Janedlo.
Joe Mack. Carson Reckner. Carson Reckner. He's special.
Troy.
I'd have to say Carson Reckner or Ethan Troy.
Carson Reckner.
Who's the funniest on the team? Probably Draco or Deck.
I'd say the funniest on the team is Troy.
Ethan.
The funniest on the team is probably Declan Piscatello.
The funniest on the team has to be Drake Key.
The funniest on the team is Declan Piscatello.
Funniest on the team, I'd have to say, is Carson Reckner. Who's the funniest on the team? Carson Reckner.
All right, here for our first senior interview of 2023 is senior Easton Robertson. Easton, thank you for being here today.
Thank you, it's an honor.
All right, let's get started. All right, can you give us your name and what position you play?
I'm Easton Robertson. I play running back and free safety for Richland.
Can you tell us your favorite sport?
My favorite sport's football. Been playing it since I was a little kid. Been with it my whole life. So, yeah.
Who is your favorite professional athlete?
My favorite athlete is Jordan Burroughs. He's an Olympic wrestler. I love watching him.
Who's your favorite coach on the team?
My favorite coach is probably Coach Hobbs. He gave me a lot of opportunities when I didn't have them as a freshman and sophomore. Really brought me to my own.
Who is your favorite teacher at Richland?
My favorite teacher is probably Mr. Donahue. I only had him for a year, but I mean, he's just a great teacher.
What is your favorite subject at Richland?
Favorite subject is probably history. Just been in love with it since I was a little kid. That's what I plan to do in college.
What are your post-high school plans?
My plans after high school are probably go to a 4-year college and then eventually transition into the State Police Academy.
What are you going to study in college?
In college, I plan on going to major in social studies education, get a bachelor's degree in that.
What is your favorite type of car?
The Jeep Wrangler. I drive one. It's easy. It's fun to drive.
What is your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Probably Interstellar. It really hits home. It's just a great movie.
Can you give us your favorite quote or saying?
Favorite quote? First Samuel 16:7 from the Bible. It's basically about God doesn't judge you on how big you are or what you look like. He judges you on the size of your heart.
All right, that was senior Easton Robertson of the class of 2024. Easton, it was a pleasure. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much.
Every single one of our kids know that we're working together to meet that one goal. And that's our goal again this year. We want to be the best program in the area. We might not make it, but that's our goal, and we're going to spend every minute that we have trying to get there.
Welcome back to the second episode of 4 Down Territory. I'm your host, Brooks Lohr, Realtor with Realty One Group Gold Standard. And as always, I got next to me head coach Brandon Bailey. Coach, everybody can exhale now. Tight one Friday night. Rams came out victorious. How are we feeling a few days after?
Yeah, I mean, we all know winning's better than losing. So it was good to get a win on Friday night and then enjoy it for a few minutes and then move on to the next one.
Yeah. And we got this nice little trophy here, the Friday Night Rivals trophy, getting the W.
Yeah, it's always good to get the Friday Night Rivals win. We've had a lot of success in those games through the years.
Yeah, very good. Well, as you know, 4 Down Territory, we ask Coach 4 questions and an OT question. Today we got a little bonus question with college football kicking off. So let's get started. So first down, Coach, there were some big hits Friday night, some battle in the trenches, and a little adversity we faced in Game 1. Winning that game has to feel bigger than just 1-0 on the record books. What did you learn about your team Friday night?
Yeah, I mean, Penn Cambria is a quality opponent, and to come out of it with a victory was really big for us. We had a lot of young kids filling in roles, and just real proud of everybody for playing together, for not getting down when things were going the other way. And I think our conditioning and our kids' belief in the second half really were important parts of the win.
Wow. Second down for us is talking about the second half. So let's recap the first half.
All right, we're back here from Huntingdon after the halftime festivities, and we welcome back Sponge, who's going to run down our senior spotlight of the week.
Senior spotlight of the week is Ethan Janudlow. Favorite sport is baseball. His favorite athlete is Carson Reckner, his teammate. That's kind of funny.
I love it.
Favorite coach is Coach Ripple. Favorite teacher, Mr. Spangler. Favorite subject, history. Post-high school plans, he has a full ride to Seton Hill for baseball. What will you study if or go to college? Criminal justice. Favorite car, Evan McCracken's Mini Cooper. And favorite movie, Step Brothers. And his favorite quote, if you ain't first, you're last.
Thank you, Ricky
There you
Bobby.
go. I like it.
Thank you, Ricky. Thank you, Ricky Bobby. I will tell you, Ethan Janula will not be majoring in penmanship. So. Okay.
So they ran down some stats, which I liked here. Richland leading 28-0. If I can remember correctly in my head,
All right.
it is Evan McCracken with 9 carries for 102 yards and a score.
Yes.
We have Easton Robertson with 1 carry for 10 yards and a score. And we have Grayson Malla with 5 carries for 63 yards.
I thought he said 62, but I think
It's pretty darn close,
We're
and a
within
score.
horseshoe range. So yeah.
So pretty good. 109 yards passing, over 175 yards on the ground. So Richland doing a tremendous job. Kind of both ways here, Jim. I sort of like a little bit of the balance. Tonight, Mala finding his feet, I think, very, very well. I mean, he ran the ball great, finding a little more confidence in the pass game.
Look, it's not that I'm not happy with the lead. Certainly, the Rams leading 28-0 at the break, and they get the ball to start the second half. If they manage to get a score out the gate here, we'll get a rolling clock going. But that said, I don't know that you could say this has been a clean game for Richland. You know what I mean? Like there were some penalties. There's a motion penalty. We had a fumble and we've converted on first down. There's been some low snaps. This has not been. This is again part of the growing process. You want to be able to stack wins while you're maturing as you go. And if they keep this up tonight, they're certainly going to do that. But as they've mowed through, they have not played their best football. And when you have not played your best football and you're still winning 28-0, you're a talented team, right? Their 50-50 tonight was a $197 prize. So I don't know if you have your numbers there, Ed, but if you could be a wealthy man at this point.
That would be nice. Unfortunately, we were not stopped to buy 50-50 tickets. Even up here, we're up high in the press box tonight, which is kind of cool.
You should know we're on the roof of the press box. Behind us is what appears to be an abandoned football field that probably hosts some sort of Halloween game. And then across the stadium, up in the hill, is Cemetery Hill. We are eye level with tombstones of past Huntingdon residents who I fear haunt the football field behind me at night. If the lights go off in this place, look around. You don't even see stars. If the lights go off in this place, this is going to be a very, very dark place.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird. We have to go down like an old set of steps.
It's a ladder. It's a
ladder.
It's not. It's a ladder. It's bolted to the wall.
And then you got to lift yourself up because there's no place to grab. I mean, you got to really just lift yourself up and get yourself over that little hump there. But we are here. We are safe, and Richland leads 28-0 on a beautiful, crisp night of football here in Huntingdon, which is weird to say, but yes, they are in the Laurel Highlands Conference. 20 teams now in the Laurel Highlands, so a little bit of a different feel. First look for us at Huntingdon, their first look at the Rams. And Huntingdon, Jim, from what we see, kind of a very one-sided team. Unfortunately, they like to run the football. They have one receiver that they're going to throw to, and Austin Yarnick done a pretty good job on the big man, Tyler Long, the wide receiver. But Tyler Long's run off a couple of good returns. He's had a couple of nice receptions. Unfortunately, some of them were out of bounds. But
that's going to happen because what has to happen for Huntingdon is it's got to be a timing pass. He can't sit and wait because of the pressure that's coming from the up front. That said, I was told just before the game they lost a couple of guys in last week's opener that are key components of their offense. Now, they lost that game. I presume it went to a rolling clock. Phillipsburg Osceola, it was like a 36-0 victory for them. So, how they've reloaded. But this is one of the PA Mr. Football last year, and he didn't even the kid from Central Cambria or Central Martinsburg was voted PA Mr. Football. Garrett Harold is probably going to start for Duquesne as their quarterback this year, but the quarterback with the highest completion percentage and winning percentage in the conference was Sam last year. So it's like, and these teams are beating each other. And by the way, back in the day, when boxing was in its golden age, George Foreman was good, but he wasn't Muhammad Ali. He wasn't Joe Frazier, but he was so good when he was 50. He won back and won. Bedford lost 3 games last year, and they considered it a down year, and they lost to Richland, Guilfoyle, and Pencambria.
Exactly.
And they would have beaten a lot of teams had they not run into it. So hats off to Huntington, and it's aspirational to grow into this. They certainly have played. There's no quit out there anyway, and that's what you want to see. So big possession for the Rams here. If they can score in the first one, we'll get a rolling clock the balance of the half. I'm sure Coach Bailey would like to get there.
All right, Drew Wilson on to kick it away for Huntington. We are underway in the second half. Evan McCracken will field this one off his hands, picked up at the 20-yard line. Sprints it out to the left over the 25-yard. Brings it back over the 35, the 40, the 45, the 50. Picking up a lead block over the 40, the 35, the 30. Steps out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. So Evan McCracken from his own 20-yard line brings it all the way to the 25-yard line of Huntington.
I would suggest that Evan McCracken did number 5 Eric Miggott a big favor there because he had really him to beat, and he had a good line. He had it. Evan could have chosen to lower the shoulder and finish that run. He did the right thing, to be honest with you. He did. But Evan's not just fast. He's a powerful young man. Used to be a champion power lifter in the state, so he's very strong, and that would have been an interesting challenge. So deep into Huntington territory to start.
All right, first down and 10 at the 25-yard line of Huntington. Easton Robertson in at the running back. It will be Evan McCracken, who is split out to the left. And it will be Easton Robertson spins off the first tackler before he's brought down after about a yard gain to about the 20. They actually give him 2 to the 23.
They were crashing in on that. Robertson did all he could to get a yard.
Good spin move actually beat the penetration to keep it alive. But there was another man waiting for him there. So he took a 1-yard loss and made it a short gain.
All right, so call it second down and a short 9 as Mala goes into the gun. Just the formation here for the Rams with Robertson.
Robertson's behind him. McCracken is in the game. He's flanked out to the left where we've got trips.
All right, and Mala fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. Gets over the 20-yard line before he's brought down short of the 15.
Yeah, last week, guys, when I talked to Coach Bailey after a game, he said about being able to use Evan in multiple positions, flanking him out. That opens up the offense a little more.
Right, which it definitely did Sponge last week. I thought it did a nice job as Pencambria had a hard time adjusting to that, having McCracken split out into a slot sometimes and on a flank sometimes.
I will say this, nice crowd for the Huntington folks here. They got a good turnout in support of their program.
Third down and 3 for the Rams at the 17-yard line of Huntington. Mala just over the hands of Luke Feitel, the intended receiver, going to bring up fourth down.
You just can't say it enough. Really good, experienced quarterbacks make that rollout, throwing on the run look so easy. And it's just not.
Yeah, we're going for the field goal. So it's going to be about a 34-yard attempt for Noah Ritko. So this will be our first look at Noah Ritko on the field goal side of it. He is 4 for 4 tonight on the extra points. Grayson Mala is your holder.
And they do mark the ball just short of the 25. So, yep, 34.
So here we go, 34-yard field goal attempt. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it's going to be no good. Wide left.
Plenty of leg on it.
So he did have enough room. Yeah, just hooked it a little bit to the left.
So if you just base it on that kick, if he gets that one down the middle of the pipes, you'd safely say he probably has a 45 in the leg. He could have made another 5 or 8 yards out from that, and I don't know that he caught that one clean.
Yeah, he definitely had the length. It just went wide left.
Yeah, looks like kind of hooked it, sort of like I do with my golf ball sometimes.
Yeah, without
give a little bit of a hook. Yeah.
Right, without the swearing and the lying about the outcome.
There are no bad words on a golf course.
It's true.
All right, first down and 10, Huntington. After they stop Richland, after the excellent return by Evan McCracken. So Richland comes up empty. Still leading here 28-0, 10-12 remaining here in the third quarter. Geisler under center. Geisler going to hand this one off. And brought down short of the 25. goes the ball carrier. Again, the numbers are hard to see for us here with these
Joe had first.
camos, and that's number 6.
Joe Penna had first contact, but 68. Joe had him wrapped up from behind, and he managed to turn forward for a yard, and what he got for that was running into Ethan Janidlo.
So Ashton Steele was on the carry. So a 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7 upcoming now for Huntington. Ball thrown 23-yard line. Geisler will hand this one off again, and this time it is Piscatello along with McCracken, I believe.
It's those orange cleats, guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It's definitely the shoes.
It could be. He's literally a helmet taller than everybody on the field.
He's a big boy.
And I'll tell you, he's not on team meal night on Thursdays. He's not shy. I can tell you that.
All right, it's 3rd down and 7 upcoming for Huntington. Watch out for number 1, Tyler Long, far to the right side of the field. It's 3rd down and 7. And Geisler drops back to pass. That's the way he's looking. Geisler now going to dump it short. And well defended there by Richland. Pass to fall incomplete. As that is number 6, Evan McCracken. So 4th down upcoming for Huntington. We'll have to force a punt. They're at their own 23-yard line, so the punt team comes on. So Richland's been going with no return man, Jim. We'll see what Richland does here if they place Austin Yarnick deep or not.
Yarnick's going back.
He's not back very deep. Now he's
dropping back a little bit deeper. Huntington's done a good job of punting the football here. This one, another good punt.
There's a chance to run it.
Right around the 40-yard line, Yarnick picks it up. 45, 50, before he's brought down into Huntington territory right around the 47-yard line.
So, and that's actually, I'll point out that that's actually kind of a new thing for Richland, just based on the use of personnel. Last year, Sam Penna returned punts. He was your quarterback. And they only let him return 2 punts. They were both against Somerset. Kellen Stahl, before Sam, would go back. And really, it was just a matter of hands. We didn't want balls rolling back. If it could be caught, it should be caught. We didn't want to, and he didn't return a lot of punts because, again, you're shielding your quarterback. You got a pretty good wide receiver back there. I suspect we're going to see more punt return opportunities since it's not your quarterback returning that punt.
All right, so 8:38 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Richland leading 28-0. Their second possession of the second half. Mala will hand this off to McCracken. McCracken picks his way up the middle and will come short of the 45. Maybe picks up a yard to the 46-yard line or so.
All right, somebody's got to talk to Evan McCracken. So he got tackled there by the front lineman. So when he gets up, he helps the lineman that tackled him get up off the ground. And I appreciate his politeness, but usually that's the other way around, right? The ball carrier gets to help up. The tackler.
All right, 2nd down and 9. Mala back to throw, fakes the hitch. Throws this, has a man as Arnold McGarrah. McGarrah is going to cruise into the end zone. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Okay.
A 47-yard strike from Mala to McGarrah.
I'm telling you, the ball was up in the air. It looked like the guy was in a good spot to make an interception, and I think they played the wrong McGarrah. We mentioned earlier how the McGarrahs were confused one another. Number 2, I just can't imagine the offensive play where 2 offensive receivers are supposed to be within 5 yards of each other. Somebody ran the wrong route. It ended in a touchdown, but again, when you do well and you're not playing a clean game, but we had 2 receivers running parallel to each other down that right sideline.
Guys, that was his brother, running down there, and it was luckily he didn't get called. He almost clipped the guy right at the end.
All right, Ritko on to attempt the extra point. Kick is up, and the kick is going to be good. So Noah Ritko puts his 5th extra point through tonight, 35-0. And we're going to be in a running clock now, Jim. 35-0 here in the 3rd quarter. 7:57 remaining.
Look, the sooner this is over, the sooner you can get in your car, and the sooner you can get lost, as soon as we got out of this stadium. Because that was kind of how the last 5 minutes was.
It was
dicey.
just the last 5 minutes. They were saying I was making a left turn, and there was no street on the left-hand side. Eventually, we ended up turning down a road, which was a very scary road and then a big sign and a big metal fence that said "Do not enter."
Anytime you see a metal fence that has like 7 or 8 "Do not enter" signs on it,
Ed had me worried.
You do not enter when you see 7 or 8 do not enter signs within a 6-foot area. There was a very clear messaging there.
Sponge, there was no reason to worry. We were well taken care of. We were fine. We just turned the car around and then got on the right road, and here we are.
And by turn the car around, we ran. All right, so when you're winning bid like this, you're going to look for ways to improve, and the way we can improve on that. It was a good throw, it was a good catch. He finished it off well. I could be wrong. Maybe the play's designed to have that to create confusion, but it doesn't seem that we would deliberately have two receivers that close to each other on a play like that.
All right, so Ritko on kick it away after the score. It was a 47-yard strike from Mallett and Magarwa.
I wouldn't mind seeing him pooch it right to the middle there. There's a gap there, and why kick it long?
And they're going to put this one long this time.
A little shorter.
Picked up by the short man, right around the 20-yard line. Richland, good coverage, makes the tackle right around the 32. They'll spot the ball. Joe Penna in on the stop.
He does have a way of getting around the ball, doesn't he?
That might be number 10, Elijah Reiling, was on the return. So first down and 10, Huntingdon. They trail here now 35-0. We are in a running clock here.
Hey, I want to mention, go ahead, Sponge. You had something to say, Sponge? I think somebody's playing with Sponge's mic. The team meal this week, every Thursday night, the boosters and local patrons, we have a team meal. A lot of times it's out on the road. This week it was at Firehouse Subs. They hosted us. The guys certainly enjoy it, and for all our team meal sponsors, makes a big difference. It's part of the camaraderie and part of what goes on, and the community involvement for these Rams is greatly appreciated. So this past week, Thursday, it was, if you're one of the regular patrons that walked in, you were wondering why there were 60 football players in there, like, you know, how long was the line, but good food and a good time, but also thank you to Firehouse Subs.
All right, so the first down play goes for naught, loses a couple of yards. Actually, goes no gain as Declan Piscatello came in on the running back. Lincoln Miller stopped for no gain. Second down and 10 now. Geisler back under center. Pitches this one out. Lincoln Miller again makes the turn, gets over the 40-yard line. We'll see where they spot the ball. He may go out of bounds. Now they'll give him the 40-yard line, maybe the 42.
Well, good backside support by Joe Penna there. The ball carrier managed to fight off a tackler. We had an opportunity to halt that early, but these guys are out here playing too. He fended off the first tackler, but good waves of support that came in later on to close it off and keep it from being a big play. And that's going to be one of the keys for this defense this year. I won't call it bend but don't break, but every so often the other team's going to have an opportunity. They're going to break a tackle, or somebody's going to miss, or somebody going to be the wrong spot, and your ability to recover and limit the damage will be big for a young team like this that's going to lean a little bit on its defense, I think.
All right, so first and 10. And there's a host of Rams who will bring down Geisler, who kept it himself, led by Joe Penna.
He's going to be hungry.
Ethan Janidlo are right around the football.
So last week against Pencambria, Joe and the other Joe McEnany, start sort of taking over on that left side, to the point that you could see Pencambria just refused to go over there anymore. Yep. And that's the kind of thing that lives on tape, right? You're looking, you're going, look, we got to go over this. We got to go this way because there's nothing over that way.
All right, second down and 11 after the loss of a yard on the play. We're at 5:25 and counting here in the third quarter. 35-0 Richland leads. Geisler hands this one off. This is, believe Lincoln Miller again, and he may get a couple of yards to about the 43-yard line. Going to bring up third down and long. So it's very odd, Jim, though. Most quarterbacks we see are shotgun. And this is one of the few teams we see where the quarterback's constantly under center. Just haven't seen that much throughout the years going on here. Very odd to see a quarterback be under center predominantly.
All right, well, let me correct you. They're very odd outside of Westmont.
Very true.
Next week's opponent.
Yep. All right, so under center goes Geisler again. This is going to be a little pitch. Lincoln Miller again. Lincoln Miller has a head of steam, gets over the 45-yard line in Richland territory to the 40. They'll spot him at the 42.
Well, they tried to run that play earlier, and if you recall, the snap was low, and it kind of screwed up the play. So a little something there for him with that quarterback rollout and then the quick pitch. But the guy gets the pitch has got to catch it clean and decide right away. The first time they did it, it was messed up by the snap and good pressure up the middle. That one netted a nice gain for him.
All right, first down and 10 in the Richland territory. First down and 10. Geisler rolls out again, pitches it again. Tackle almost made by Noah Ritko. Instead, it goes for a good gain right around the 30-yard line. It'll be another first down for Huntingdon.
So, look, they did the pitch right from the left hash. Now they did the pitch left from the right hash. They got the ball back on the left hash. They've got good gains on both sides. I'd go back to it. Now, I will point out Joe Penna had checked out of the game. He's back in there now.
Yeah, Ritko had the penetration, was actually there, and missed the tackle. So went for some nice gain. I formation now here for Huntingdon. Another pitch out. And this time brought down from behind. That was Luke Feitel on the tackle.
That's the problem with the one-trick pony, right? After a while. So, but I don't blame them. They've had good gains. It's the right call to go back to it. Now, do you have a play off of it? Do you have a pass play off the pitch? Can you pitch it and does that guy throw? Or is there a second pitch off of it? You build in an extra wrinkle off something that's worked. Once it stops working, can you give them the same look but make it be something else?
Second down and 8. Geisler back to throw. Geisler looking for his man and knocked down. That is Easton Robertson who knocked it away. Mad at himself, he didn't go for the pick, but excellent read by Easton Robertson. Knocks the ball away from Tyler Long.
Receiver fell down on that too, so it was an easy play for Robertson to jump up and knock it down.
Oh, and Tyler Long's down.
I think he's cramping up.
Yeah, maybe that's a good call, Sponge. We hope that's all that it is. We never want to see any of these kids get hurt and go down. So while we have a moment, we run down our sponsors again. We want to thank all of them. Can't do this broadcast without them, so keep your support coming. Again, if you want to get in, plenty of time left in the season, please get a hold of Jim Penna. Thank you to Roof Rejuve, Senator Wayne Langerholtz, Advantage Auto, Mahalco's, Dr. Edward L. DiMartino, DMD, Slovenian Savings and Loan, FX Screen Printing, The Fifth Bar and Grill, Flair of Country, Johnstown Construction, Nico's, FWF, First Team Advertising, Joan Ponchione, Windbreak Best Window and Door Company, First Summit Bank, Pinnacle Chiropractic, Dean Jordan Tire, Ponchione Financial, RPM Signs, Advanced Office Systems, DB Homes, the Laura Auto Group, Precious Metals and Diamond Company, Beauty Lawn, Memorial Chevrolet, Chan Soon Chong Medical Center, Rizzo's, Cardellino Eye Care, Sporting Goods Discounters, Tap A14, Asiago's, Market Basket, Ashbro Landscaping, Vintage Physical Therapy, RNDT, Moore Family Dentistry, and Big Dogs Bar and Grill. All right, so out of the, looks like it was just cramping to Tyler Long. Third down and 8 upcoming for Huntingdon at the Richland 28-yard line. Back into the eye. Geisler hands this one off. Richland is going to stop this one clean. Good penetration there by the Rams.
Joe Penna and Piscatella.
So Joe Penna and Declan Piscatella.
A lot of vowels there.
Very, very familiar faces tonight. All right, so fourth down now. Or second down, sorry.
Fourth down.
No, it is fourth down. They have second down on the things. Fourth down. Looking at the scoreboard there.
Well, you can't go by that.
I know.
It's 20 when we were up by 8.
But it is 35-0. We got confirmation. The light is broken that goes across. That's why
Look
it was
at the 5. The 5 is also a...
All right, so fourth down. And I think it might be enough for a first down here.
They got it.
Good run by Lincoln Miller, I believe.
It was the last spin for him. He did a good job making a guy miss. Then he got some hands on him, and then he managed to spin and fall forward. And
all right, so ball at the 19-yard line now of Richland. And I'm sure Richland does not want to give up any points. It's a very proud defense. So we'll see how tough they get now. We're at the ball at the 19-yard line. Down to 1:36 and counting here in the third quarter. Richland up 35-0. Geisler rolls out, decides to keep it himself and takes a shot. Wow. Declan Piscatello puts a shot. Evan McCracken and Joe McEnany in on the tackle.
And if you're going to run that, that's got to be part of the equation. and how deep you are at quarterback and who's running that, and that guy's ability to take a hit or know when to lay down. In this case, these guys are fighting. They want in the end zone.
All right, Geisler is a little bit lame as he comes up under center. 2nd down and 9. Run out to the left. Good speed here. Ball carried inside about the 10-yard line, as that is number 10, I believe, Elijah Reiling on the carry.
I'll tell you what, Reiling has been going in motion all night, and you have not. The kids all hustle. When he goes in motion, it's a sprint.
Yep.
His motion. He's not lollygagging through it.
So we spot the ball at about the 11-yard line. We're under 20 seconds here before the end of the 3rd quarter.
So a little out of bounds before the first down. So it is still 3rd.
Geisler pitches this one out again.
That's called that's called a business decision.
Yeah, eluded the first tackle, Lincoln Riley, and then he just got hammered on the 2nd tackle. We'll see where they spot this. It might be short of a first down still, and that will be the end of the 3rd quarter. Richland leading here 35-0 with about a 4th and about 2 maybe coming up, maybe 4th and 1.
So I mentioned the Huntingdon crowd. I tell you, the Richland crew traveled well tonight. They really did. So.
They always do. Yeah, Richland travels very, very well.
Well, hour and a half away, and I will be curious. I want to know if anybody else made the wrong turn we did and ended up.
I hope so. I don't feel like the only one.
Are we the only one?
Hey, Jim, I don't think anybody made that wrong turn.
Stop.
I'm not faulting him. I'm not faulting him for the wrong turn. On the way back, we all could see why we missed the turn. I'm just saying it led us to a very. That's right. Yeah, Stone made it clean, but
Stone's not helping.
No, but
it's not a help.
I would have missed the same turn. I'm just saying where it led us. Did anybody else end up in the place we ended up? And if we wanted to find it on purpose, could we find it?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. But at any rate,
now we know for the next time.
That's right. But Sponge, are you here safe?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there we go.
We are safe.
All right. There we go. And you got to ride in Black Beauty, which it's a treat.
I was a little worried about that too.
Hey, while we have a moment, I do and we've got to figure out a way to get some more. The football boosters really pride themselves in putting out a good product on our program, and it's really stepped up, and I think quite a keepsake for parents. And my heavens, we sold out in the first night, and that usually gets us through the first couple of home games. So I guess I'm going to have to get more. But the folks, they look good, they like them, and it's a way of supporting the team, and certainly more. We've got a number of senior parents, but it's certainly more than senior parents buying them on that opening night. So thank you for that, and there will be more.
All right, 4th down and 1 upcoming here for Huntingdon. Geisler just going to try to push the line. He's not going to go anywhere. He does not have it. They're going to turn this ball over on downs.
Where he's spotting it, he didn't get it.
No, he didn't get it. He came short. Richland will take over on downs. Geisler tried to keep it himself, and the Richland line did a great job of stacking it up. So Richland will take over the ball. It was the deepest penetration, I believe, of the game by Huntingdon. They got the ball all the way down to the Richland 9-yard line.
So an odd thing happens when you're up by 35-0, right? The offense is still out there. Joe coming off the field right now would be coming off anyway, but he's favoring one leg right now. So pointing to his left backside. So maybe we'll see the last of him for tonight. But what I was going to say is, you take the foot a little bit off on offense, off the gas. You run, you're not shooting shot plays, and you might, have different formations, different backs in there as you're just trying to eat up some clock, and you're not necessarily running in. But the defense doesn't turn that switch off, right? When the second team defense comes in there, they're still playing with an intensity to try to keep that goose egg on the scoreboard.
This is Mallet and McCracken. He is hit hard by Lincoln Miller as he entered into the hole. Maybe a pickup of about 3 to the 11-yard line.
They have some different receivers in now, so I look to take them to take Evan McCracken out here pretty soon. Don't want injury now.
We have Preston Warner.
Preston Warner flanked out right will get single coverage, and here's another athlete that's come on, has learned the game, and I think he can do some nice things with the ball in his hand, but it's hard to get it on the field with the level of talent that's out there. But Preston, a terrific basketball player, and has really matured into it. I suspect will be one of the point guards, the key components of the offense this year.
Ball on the ground again. Mallet picks it up and able to push his way to the 15-yard line. It'll bring up third down. 10:33 and counting here in the fourth quarter. We have been in the running clock. Richland leading 35-0. As I think McCracken checked out of the game now. Easton Robertson, your running back.
You also have Ethan Choi, number 18. He's lined up in that left slot. Very fast kid. If he catches the ball, and he's had, that's been something he's worked on in the offseason to be better at that. When he catches the ball, he can make things happen. Very special with his legs and his feet.
Third down and 5. Low snap again. Quick throw. This is Choi. And Choi grabbed quickly and spun down. Good coverage there by Huntington.
Yeah, the Huntington defender was on him as he was catching the ball. And Ethan Choi's quick, but he doesn't weigh a whole lot.
Yeah, they had that sniffed out.
I think that was Tyler Long, who's had a great game tonight, I think, for Huntington, one of the standout players. So Richland forced to punt here. Down to 9:27 and counting here in the ball game. Again, Richland leading 35-0 as McCracken on to punt it away. Last time, a lot of pressure brought by Huntington. Low snap. Fielded good by McCracken. Gets a nice punt away. And takes a good Richland bounce inside the 40-yard line. Roll out of bounds at about the 35.
Boy, he's going to be upset when he looks at that, because had he chased that forward aggressively, he'd have had an opportunity for a return.
I don't know if Evan plays baseball, but he did a heck of a scoop job to get that off.
I can tell you, having tried to teach him when he was a younger man, Evan does not play baseball.
He scoops the football up pretty nice.
There we go.
All right, so ball spotted at the 36-yard line of Huntington. Down to 9 minutes and counting in the ball game. As Geisler goes back under center. I formation once again for the Bearcats. And hand up the middle. That would be stopped at about the 41-yard line. That is Lincoln Miller again.
Bertie Hollis, one of the tacklers in on that. There were a couple other white shirts around it. Sometimes you can only tell that, and it's a good thing for the team. It can be tough when you're announcing the game, Ed, right? When three shirts converge on one ball carrier, it can be tough to sort out the laundry as to who made the first contact or gets credit for the tackle. It actually takes our coaching staff some time to kind of sort through that.
Second down and 5. Geisler back under center. And roll out. This is not Geisler anymore. This is number 5 in at quarterback. I believe that's number 5. That is
Reese Hughes.
He's a lefty.
Yep. Is it number 4 or number 5?
Number 5, Reese Hughes.
5.
And it's not my special knowledge of Huntingdon football. It's that the PA announcer said it.
So there we go. So the numbers on our thing are messed up. So it's Reese Hughes in at quarterback now. So
They're
first
starting
down.
to funnel in some subs here. Ashton Roberts, I see in now at the one end.
All right, so first down and 10 at the 48-yard line of Huntington. The ball's on the ground, and I think it's picked up by Richland. So Richland will take and recover the fumble on the poor snap, or just maybe a bad exchange. Brody Hollis jumps on the ball, and Richland has it back. Kind of a bad exchange. I'm not sure if Reese Hughes got that ball clean, Jim. I think he just put it on the turf. And Brody Hollis right there to jump on it, and Richland has the ball.
Look, you're the backup quarterback, and you're a lefty.
Yep.
You favor different ways, and you're not getting the same work as the other guy getting the ones, and sloppy exchange. Those are the kind of things that you're going to get, but it's one of the reasons why a second team is out there when you're down 35-0. You're, not only are you protecting, guys that are going to start for you next week, but you're getting work for guys that ultimately are going to have to play, if not later in the year or at one point during the in the middle of an important game, but in years to come. So this is all part of the learning process for high school football players. In that case, Richland made a play by getting on the ball, but I think that was an unforced error.
Yeah, for sure. So timeout, I think, called by Huntington.
Hey, guys, I want to jump in here. Jim was mentioning boosters earlier. Jim is the president of the football boosters. My son Connor is now in 7th, so he just got in the junior high program, and they do a phenomenal job, and everybody talks about it. And Richland wouldn't be where they're at without that football boosters. So cheers to them.
Absolutely. Boosters do a great job. I know my son was in the program as well. And Jim, the boosters just really drive this program, and the kids really, really, really appreciate it.
They certainly they'll have sandwiches for the ride home. They've got subs is usually the road food for them. So.
I think the new guy in the crew, Sponge, is going to be buying us some subs on the way home as well. That's what I heard.
Whatever you want, Ed.
All right, Easton Robertson takes the handoff and goes up the middle and picks up some nice yards as he pushes his way to about the 42-yard line.
Dominic Schenk is in for quarterback right now for Richland. Took the snap and on the handoff there.
Dom's another freshman, so we got back up as a freshman also.
Yeah, nice new bodies coming in. We have number 95, Ashton Roberts, just checking in.
I mentioned Jameer earlier in the game. Preston Warner and Jameer both flanked out wide right there. There's a third receiver over there. I don't know if they can quite pick up the number, but you probably hear the train rolling in the background.
18, Choi.
Ethan Choi.
So Schenk will be in the gun. Ooh. Oh, hit hard. Easton Robertson got the ball and took a hard shot there by number 70, I believe. If these numbers are right on the Bearcats roster, Derek Banks put the hit on Easton Robertson.
There wasn't much Easton can do at that. Just a good job to be able to hold onto the football and then get up after the play. Dad, part of the filming and coaching staff watching on there, and he took a hard hit. In fact, he's no longer a senior, he's a junior. That's how hard he got hit.
Third down and 6.
Got knocked back a grade.
Third down and 6 coming for Richland. Pass out, caught by Roberts, and Roberts will have enough for the first down. So Ashton Roberts down to about the 35-yard line.
I tell you what, the quarterback got it out quick. He got his hand up. It was over him. He tipped it to himself and pulled it down. And that's a talent on his own to be able to make the catch, but then be able to have the wherewithal to turn and make a first down on it because the play, he didn't have the first down yet. So a nice athletic play there.
Guys, a couple of these kids live in my neighborhood. It's a great neighborhood. Dom Schenk, Ashton Roberts, Grayson Mala. So it's so great to see these kids playing ball.
Well, we have a player down, I think, on the Richland sideline, I believe. We have an injured player. Looks like another cramp.
Yeah, they get that foot pointed back as they're working on probably a calf. A little colder tonight. Obviously you don't see that quite as much under these conditions, but that's part of the process. It's really hard to get teenage athletes to understand the hydration, not just during the game, but through the day, the 24 hours ahead of time is a critical part of it. You want to limit your soda. There's all kind of components to not having that be a problem. But even when you do all that, it can still happen.
Still working on the down player on the sideline. I believe it's a Huntingdon player, as a Huntingdon staff is over attending to the young man.
And you saw Joe ran over and got one of our Gatorade bottles and tossed it to Evan, and Evan gave it to the cramping Huntingdon player on the sideline. So
good show of sportsmanship once again. Again, just an absolutely beautiful night here in Huntingdon.
Hey guys, I know PJ did this last year. A lot of shout outs he gives. So I just wanted to give a few tonight. Del Bobo and Cam and Luke and Dave Figura.
There you go. I want to say hi to Jack Daly, who should be listening in his home in Wimber. Loyal listener. And the Bernie Ist fan, we hope he's listening.
I want to say hi to Kenny Piggott and Lady Gaga. They called earlier. We hope they've enjoyed the broadcast. It's friends of the show. I don't think they're watching together. That would be ridiculous.
All right, so the young man is able to walk off on his own power. That's good to see that the cramping's feeling better. That was number 7, Ryder Sheffield. So first down and 10, the Rams at the Huntingdon 35-yard line.
Again, Schenk the quarterback.
So Schenk will go into the gun with Easton Robertson. Split to his right.
He's probably not going to get to show it much. It was not a bad pass there, but he throws a nice ball downfield when he has the time.
And another jump offside by Huntingdon. Yep, the flag had to come out. Again, I think you're right. I think London didn't want to throw it, but you have to.
They start walking out, and, and he's done it every time.
Yeah.
It must have been the different quarterbacks clap that got them there.
It was a higher pitch clap. You're right.
It was.
That'll get you, but the you almost sense the referee wanted to look at Coach Bailey and say, "Do I have to throw this, or can we just move on?"
Takes the ball to the 30-yard line. First down and 5, Richland. 5:23 and counting here in the ball game. Richland up 35-0. Shank, Choi in motion. Will try to hand off to Choi, and Choi just was unable to sort of corral that, but able to jump back on it. Loss of 5 on the play. It's a kind of a bad exchange between Shank and Choi.
Well, that began with the timing of it. Choi was on top of the quarterback too quick, so the snap either the snap didn't come soon enough, which is on the quarterback, or Choi wasn't allowing enough time for the motion, which would be on Choi. It's for the coaches to sort out, but that play was broken up by the timing of the fact that the snap was in his hands and the guy he was handing it to was already on top of it.
It was a low snap. He bobbled it, and Choi was almost past him.
All right, so Shank now, second down and 10. And Shank pumps, throws, looking for number 4, and almost came up with it. It'll fall incomplete. That is Jake Vukovic, the intended receiver.
Well, the Richland crowd wanted an interference. And number 1, I'm not sure that it was. And number 2, you're up by 35. You're probably not going to get an interference call on that play.
Yep, I agree. So third down and 10 upcoming, 4:17 and counting here in the ball game. As Preston Warner checks back in, Choi checks out. Third down and 10.
They're using all that play clock right to the end.
Absolutely. All right, so Shank drops back. He's going to roll out to his right, looking downfield. Shank throws and just overthrew his man. Was looking for number 3, Jameer Christian.
You can see the potential in the arm there because he did that with the flick of the wrist. A nice, now he overthrew his man. But he's a baseball player with an arm. The motion at the end of that, going over to curling it over is a little bit different than when you deliver the ball. But the arm strength is a key component of it. But he was rolling right on the throw and threw a firm ball. If anything, he probably needed to take a little bit off of that to make it a more reachable pass.
All right, so fourth down and 10 for the Rams. They have the ball at the Huntingdon 35-yard line. Shank keeps it himself. Shank will come close to the 30-yard line before he's knocked down, so he'll turn over the ball on downs at about the 31 with 3 minutes remaining in the game.
The Rams need one more stop to keep the goose egg up there. And there's a number of clean shirts checking into the game, so now comes the challenge, right?
Yeah, it looks like everyone has a pretty clean white shirt.
But that's what you want to see in times like this. And this is what you want. You want to see your kids get in on a Friday night. And I thought Coach Bailey has always done a great job in that. These kids see the field from a very early age. Not hesitant to put them in at the end of a game. I love it.
He doesn't send that second wave in until the other team, I don't want to say surrenders, but until they put up the white flag and they pull out their starters, because he's not going to send them out there to get their head thumped.
Exactly. He's not going to put them out to get slaughtered. That's exactly right.
And there's been moments where opposing teams are yelling because they want the Rams first team off the field, but it's you go first. If we're up by 35, you go first, and then I'll send them out.
All right. Handoff and stopped quickly. Good tackle man there. We'll catch the number here. That's number 67 for Richland. That is Ashton Martinez, who came in and made the hit.
That was a great. It was a great effort. He read it quickly. He grabbed him and then he pulled him down onto himself, though. So he might want to reverse that trend as the running backs get bigger. You might always better to drive that guy the other way.
All right. So Reese Hughes goes back under center here with 2:08 remaining. Second down and 10. Hughes will hand this one up the middle, and ball carrier stopped at about the 35-yard line. Number 61 for Richland, that is Frank Woy in on the stop. All right, 3rd down and 6 with 1:27 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Richland up 35-0. Hughes rolls out to his left. Hughes has nowhere to go, and Hughes is going to be stopped short of the first down.
I'll tell you what, and I don't think I'll be able to come up with all the numbers. That was an excellent. There were 3 eligible receivers over in that left side, and there were white shirts by all of them. That was good discipline. Nobody over pursued the quarterback. He ran out of real estate, and there were guys near the guys he could throw. Good decision by the quarterback not to throw it.
Ashton Roberts strung that out real nice, and they all came calling.
All right, so 4th down and 4 upcoming for Huntingdon with 46 seconds and counting here in the fourth quarter. 13 seconds left on the play clock.
I suspect it might be their last chance to score. They're going to chuck one up. What do you think?
All right, so Hughes goes under center. And Hughes going to roll out to his right. Hughes now going to tuck it. Hughes has a first down, goes out of bounds right about midfield. We'll see where he stepped out of bounds. Might be just shy of midfield. It is at about the 48-yard line.
So, we commented on their camo uniform tops. Their school colors are red, white, and blue, too. The pants that they're wearing were remarkably close to our uniforms,
yep.
And the school colors also red, white, and blue. So, over the years, as these two teams meet, it'll be a very patriotic night as we move along.
All right, so that'll be the last play of the game, Jim, is Huntington's not even going to run another play. Richland will take this one 35-0 from War Vets Memorial Field here in Huntington.
Hey, guys, after I get interview with Coach Bailey, I told Declan Piscatella I wanted to grab him, too. So.
Oh, geez, good luck.
Just look for the orange shoes, right?
That's exactly right.
Yep. All right, so we'll wait for the interview with Coach Bailey from Brian Brett. Does an excellent job. So, Brian, this is Brian's second game with us, doing a fantastic job. He's not the best navigator in the world, so.
Hey, Jim's riding home with his wife, so you better not be making cracks. I got to get us home.
You're on your own.
Well, you're buying me a sub on the way home. So.
I got you.
Nah, I'm just teasing. No, actually, I'm not.
Well, I know my wife. I know my wife isn't listening because she's sitting in the stands just down to my left. But if any of you bump into my wife in the coming days, we just celebrated our 20th anniversary, so I'll do my shout out there. We get to come watch our son play some football on our anniversary weekend. So.
And once again, happy birthday, 29th birthday to D. Robertson.
We'll go with that.
Yep.
Obviously, Richland they had the better of this. They bigger, stronger, faster, and you're gonna win football games if that's the case. And you don't want to necessarily lean on all the time. Sooner or later, we're going to run into people who are just as big and just as fast, or bigger and faster. For tonight, they did what they had to do. I will tell you that I'm impressed and pleased with Huntingdon. The effort that those guys grind out there, there was no lack of effort in what they were doing. They popped off a couple plays. They couldn't get any really big ones, and a couple times when they made mistakes, the overall team speed of Richland made them pay.
So let's talk next week, Jim, since we can look ahead now. Rams are 2-0 now. They're going to be playing Westmont Hilltop at home. We know what Westmont Hilltop is going to throw at you. Going to be an interesting matchup between Richland and Westmont, as it always is.
So it'll be up to Declan's going to have to be a force in that one. You know what I mean? Like that's just going to be a wall of people up front. Now, Westmont had some injuries early on, too, and some other guys, they might be in a position where they have to kind of put the ball in the air. The big difference will be for Richland, when they get the ball, they got to score it. You can't turn it over. You can't drop it. You can't let it be a four-possession game because that's traditionally that's been what Westmont's game plan is, make it slow and make it so if the other team makes a mistake, that half the game is over.
Westmont took Bedford to overtime and lost in week 1. Not sure what the score is tonight. Maybe we'll get a check on that a little bit later. Richland now taking the knee on the sideline as Coach Bailey addresses his team after a big night here. 35-0. Big night by Evan McCracken. Big night by Grayson Mala, and a big night by Arnold McGarwa, along with Jude McGarwa.
Yeah, they showed out. They did, and it's just the beginning of that for that talent level. And there were some things, even when they did things well, there were some things that weren't clean, but showing good progress.
All right, we're just waiting for the interview with Coach Bailey once he gets done addressing his team.
Well, they got the team meeting. They got an hour and a half to ride home. They got, you mentioned the boosters. They've got, thanks to our generous parents and some of the efforts we've had through the year, they're going to have drinks for on the way home, Gatorade and water, and they're going to have their sandwiches from Capri.
Oh, nice! I love those sandwiches.
Good stuff. They're doing. They're going to do all right. I know that when I ask how many people are traveling, I know the coaches lie about how many, so there's extras, so they have stuff to take home when they're done. But what am I going to do?
That's right. That's right.
I did see.
I think we're back now. There we go. We're back.
Well, we observed the
got
moment
me?
of silence.
Got me?
Yeah, we're back
we
now.
can hear you now.
Yep, we just got unplugged a little bit. We were back up again. A night of technical difficulties, but we are back. And maybe it's the ghosts of the cemetery up on the hill.
We had a lot of technical difficulties tonight, but shout out to Stone Magus again.
Well, Stone just threw a pair of scissors at me, so
He does a great job.
but he just threw a pair of scissors at me.
Well, he's putting his hands up.
All right. So, coach is still talking to the team down there. There's a lot to talk about.
You know what they're doing here?
I do not.
I think next week they are wearing a blue skin on their helmet.
Hey. That is. What are you doing? What are you doing?
He told him.
All right. So, does he have him out there? Is he? That's
He
what he's
has
telling?
it.
Yeah, I saw the
Going.
helmet come out.
So next
Yeah,
week,
Jim, I wouldn't ruin that.
next week, this is something special we have planned for the first time. The Rams will be wearing a blue helmet. It's a special skin treatment that goes over that the boosters are able to help make real. So we're asking all of you to wear the blue. It'll be the Richland Ram House of Blues next week. And the coach is unveiling, and the guys are excited. Coach Bailey had sent me the pictures when they finally came in. I knew he couldn't hold it on much longer.
It's a nice-looking helmet. I see Declan Piscatello holding it right now. Very, very good-looking helmet.
Yep.
So come out next week to Hurlinger Field and
Wear the blue.
check out the blue. Yep.
It'll be the House of Blues next week.
I like
at
it.
Hurlinger Field.
All right, so Sponge, I think, is going to go ahead and grab Coach Bailey real quick. We'll get the closing interview with him and Declan Piscatello, I believe. So take it away, Sponge, as soon as you get the chance.
Hey, Coach, looks like you just revealed something. Are we allowed to reveal it?
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, we have an awesome booster organization, great community support, and, one of the things that we're able to do is come up with an alternative helmet. You see it on TV and stuff. Our boosters, we're able to purchase blue helmet skins, and we'll come out with those on our big blue Friday night, blue helmets, blue jersey, blue pants.
Hey,
let's get back to tonight. Fast out the gates. Grayson looked a lot better tonight, looked more comfortable. Passing was right there. Arnold Magura looked real good. He's a freshman. Walk me through it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of good stuff. I mean, 35-0 anytime you win in this league, it's not easy. A lot of things to clean up, with that being said. But, yeah, Grayson for a freshman had a great night. Arnold kind of had a coming-out party a little bit. Evan McCracken had some amazing runs. And none of that happens without a great effort from the O-line. And let's not forget the shutout.
You still got a lot of offsides called on the other team. Now, when you do that rotation with the line, do you have to tell the referee before the game?
No, it's just a legal shift, and we just get up and we move our guys, and people jump offside sometimes.
Well, another great win here. We move on to Westmont next week in the blue helmets.
Hey,
so we'll see you next week.
Hey,
I'm going to grab Declan Piscatella because he had a great game.
Hey, Sponge,
awesome. He'll be very well spoken. I'm looking forward to watching this.
Sponge, ask Coach how he feels about it being the House of Blues next week.
Coach, Coach, I'm supposed to ask you the House of Blues next week. Jim Penna wants to know.
Oh, House of Blues. All right, I like that, Jim.
Declan Piscatella, what a game. You were everywhere. You were all over the place. And I said it's because of the orange shoes. Is that correct?
They're red.
They're red.
Solar red.
They are solar red, fellas.
They are solar red.
We were calling them orange all night.
I'll wear my orange pair next week if you guys want to see my orange pair.
We want to see the orange pair next
Wear
week.
the orange pair next week then.
Hey, you were all over the field. What? Just knew what gaps to hit, and
No, I just want to give everything my all. It's my last year. I feel like I should play to the best I can, and I don't know. I don't want to lose. I want to go undefeated again. Like, I want to make it to districts. I want to make it to states. Like, I will give it everything I got while I'm on the field.
that's a great attitude to have. Next week you get ground and pound of Westmont, so you're going to be a huge key in this game next week. You gonna be ready for him?
Yeah, I think as a team we would definitely be ready mentally, everything, physically. Like, Coach Rugg will get the line prepared for everything. Coach Rip will do what he needs to do to get us ready. Like, I'm excited to go into this one next week too.
And I saw Coach Bailey giving you that blue skin helmet. What do you think of those?
That is sick. That is sick.
Sick is a
And
good
Jim
thing
Penna
now.
says
Sick's
it's going to be the House of Blues next week, so we want all Richland to wear blue. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
He's good with that. And hey, guys, it's red. They're red. They're not orange. We were
never
calling
said
them
it was-
orange all night.
You said
Sponge, is
orange.
that-
Oh, it was me. It
Sponge,
was me. My fault.
Sponge, is that sort of like Laker blue where it's purple but it's actually blue? Is this actually red that we're going to call?
Hey, I'm right here, and
is
I
it
think
actually
they're
orange? Yeah.
The laces are look a little bit orange, I will say that, but no, they're solar red.
I'm thinking it's like Laker blue.
Hey, great
which is
talking
purple.
to you. Good luck next week, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Let Declan go get his sub, man.
I know. Poor
They
guy's
said to
hungry.
let
I
you
know.
go get your sub.
I said pretty soon he's going to eat sponge.
That's what I'm talking about.
There you go, Declan. All right, so Jim, final thoughts on Richland. Great game. They came down here and gave a whale of a game to Huntingdon. Huntingdon had no answer. Huntingdon had a couple of nice drives, like you said, and never gave up. But Richland's defense came up stout when it had to. And next week, look forward to going back home and playing the Hilltoppers.
You Coach Bailey summed it up. It was not when you win a game like this, you've done a lot of things right, but it was not a clean game, and that's the goal. We have this team has one goal, and that's to be the best football team in the state. And you get there by improving every single time you play, and so you don't just celebrate 35-0. You celebrate 35-0, but you look at the tape. What could we have done better? What were the mistakes we made? That we can't make when we're against an opponent that can go toe-to-toe with our athletes.
Yep, for sure. All right, so we're going to wrap it up here from Huntington. I think it's War Vets Memorial Field.
Between the Ghost football field and Cemetery Hill, where there are tombstones and nothing but darkness.
Yeah, so War Vets Memorial Field. We're going to wrap it up before I turn the lights off and we get stuck here.
And do you have any final words, just in case they're your final words and you get lost on the way home?
I'm not going to get lost. I got Sponge.
All right.
I'm going to be okay. So thank you to Stone Mangus. Thank you to Ryan Robertson, who's always up in the booth with us now, since I guess maybe we're going to be outside all the time now. Who knows?
I can arrange that at home if you want.
I do not want to do that. Right now it's comfortable and I'm okay in the elements, but I want to be back where it's warm.
All right, we'll get you some heat and some glass booth.
All right, so for the Richland Football Network, I'm Ed DiMartino. Alongside of Jim Penna, the Sponge, Brian, Brett, we say goodnight. Look forward to see you all at Hurlinger Field next week. Remember, it is the House of Blues, so wear your blue and come out ready as the Richland Rams 2-0 take on the Westmont Hilltoppers at Hurlinger Field. See you all again next week. Be safe, everyone.